You're listening to the L.I.F podcast with Pat.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to the L.I.F podcast with Pat. This episode today, we got former NBA player, overseas player, just all around hooper, McNeese State legend to me in my eyes. You know, my alumni school. So we welcome Tierre Brown to the show. What's up, man?
What's happening, bro? Let's go. Let's get it.
How you holding up, bro? With the virus and everything. How you holding up?
I'm good, man. Just the only thing really killing me is no gym. That's the only thing. Like I can handle everything else. You know, the not going out and everything. Like if I had a gym, bro, a good gym with basketball and everything, I'd be good. I'd be straight.
Bro, I feel you, man. I'm a little lucky. I'm out here in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and my sister-in-law is the assistant coach at Arkansas State, so I'm getting a few perks. So I'm cheating a little bit.
You lucky dog. Yeah,
Man.
that's me.
Hey, so just introduce yourself kind of to the viewers and the people that's tuning in. Just kind of introduce yourself, where you from, and stuff like that.
Hey, man, you already did that, man.
I know, but I want you to let them know.
Got me working hard. Tierre, man. Tierre Brown, originally from Highway, Louisiana. Population about 2,300. Real small, man. 3A school. You know, made it from there. You know, just constantly working hard. You know, come from a big family, big loving family. Love them guys, and but yeah, man, just come from humble beginnings and just made it. You know, through rough times. You know, without being seen, without being heard of. But yeah, it all worked out in the end, man. I just stayed with it. You know, through the grace of God, it worked out.
Bro, that's a blessing, man. I can kind of relate to you a little bit. I didn't get to that level, but being from a small area, man, I definitely can relate to you, man. People don't see you, and
100%. 100%. Yeah, man, because I tell people all the time, I say, man, if I grew up in the internet era, I mean, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Who knows where I'd have been. Wouldn't have been McNeese. I can tell people that. If I grew up in it, where I could promote myself and just, send my stuff out to people, man, just always be seen. Lord, man, sky's the limit. Trust me on that one.
I know it, man. To piggyback off what you said, so from high school, small area, you go to McNeese State. Like, why McNeese State though? What was the whole? I guess you say your recruiting process a little bit, and if you could even gone somewhere else.
Man, well, really, man, at the time, it wasn't like I was so fixated on trying to get to a big school. That was my thing, because I knew I belonged there, like in my heart. And the offers just weren't coming, man. And then LSU was on me for a minute. Then they changed coaches. Legendary coach L.I.F, Brown, he ended up leaving, retiring, just say. And then the new coach, he didn't want nothing to do with me, so the LSU was out. And then Tulane was kind of on the fence, going back and forth. So I learned, man, the whole process was just getting old, man. And I was like pushing, trying to get them to bite. And then I was like, one day, man, just hit me. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of the whole recruiting process. People giving me the runaround, and these people want me more than them, so I'm backing off and all that. So I was like, I'm just calling McNeese and telling them I'm committing, and that's just how it went. And I was like, if it's meant for me to make it, I'll just make it from there.
And shoot, made it you did, bro. I mean, it wasn't an easy road, but when you was at McNeese, you was on some successful teams. And I know a lot of time people say, winning heals all, and that's how you really get seen even more, when you're winning. So talk about like that year, because y'all went NCAA tournament when it was, what, 2000 or 2001?
We went NIT. They went the year after I left, because
okay.
We had we had some down years too now. We had two. We won 2 years, and we lost. We had 2 down years, definitely. And one of them was just due to injuries. It wasn't because we were, lacking talent. Just so many, like half the team was just hurt. So pretty much scrapped that year. But yeah, man, we had a whole lot of talent, man. A whole lot of talent. Trust me on that one.
I know it,
and there's
man.
Just from a lot of those guys.
Just from following the teams, because when I was there, they always used to talk about y'all team, especially Coach Dumars was always talking. He was always talking about y'all teams, and I'm like, man, I noticed a lot of y'all played professionally. If it was, NBA or overseas, whatever it was, y'all had so many pros on the team. So I'm not surprised that
Right.
y'all was even successful.
Yeah, man, just had the right, and I mean, we had the right players. We had the right, the coaches that. I mean, we had a lot of egos, so trust me, coaches had to really stay on top of us and, and just give it to us raw because, man, we just had a lot. I mean, and it wasn't like the egos were a bad thing. It was just everybody just wanted to be, successful in their own right. They wanted to do it individually and with the team, but, nobody really wanted to sacrifice. So that's when the coaches came in, and they had to, step in and, give guys certain, leeway, and the other guys are just, y'all kind of had to sacrifice for the better of the team. But, I mean, it ended up working out. And a lot of those guys that didn't go pro probably could have really went pro, man. I mean, if they really would have pursued it. But I think a lot of them was just content, being home, just having a regular everyday job, and that's good too. If you graduate from college, get you a good job, nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, I agree. So after McNeese, you a very confident person in yourself. So, and I know you didn't get drafted, but in the back of your mind, you always thought, I belong, I belong. So, like, what was your route? You didn't get drafted, so what was your route after that? Because some guys would just be like, you know what, I'm gonna go overseas, just get some for show money, or some of them say, I'm
Yeah,
gonna just bet on myself. So you actually, bet on yourself. So just talk about that a little bit.
it was crazy, man. I just like like I said before in the introduction, I got a big family, and I got a lot of family in Houston. And a cousin of mine that I'm close with ended up moving here. So, like, every chance I got, like, every time we had a break in McNeese, I was driving down to Houston. I was making that little 2-hour drive. The basketball here was so crazy, man. It was just crazy. And I'd never seen so many pros and NBA players on one court, just playing pickup. And it was, like, to me, I was just addicted, man. And then I just kept coming, and I started getting on the court with them guys. And once I got on the court with them, it was a lot of guys that I was just killing, man. And I knew right there, and I knew they wasn't like going 1,000%, but they were playing at a pretty good pace. But I mean, that wasn't my problem. I'm going like, yes, I didn't care. Like, and a couple guys, they didn't say it like directly to me, but like guys, like Nick Van Exel, it got back to me that they were, speaking good on my name and telling other people that I'm definitely an NBA player. It's just got to find the right situation. At the time, I'm fixing my face like,
Yeah, come on, man.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, but from my standpoint, I'm like, yeah, I belong because, I did more than held my own with those guys. Like, I was really making noise because at the time I was just coming from McNeese. You can ask my guys, like my other teammates, I was the only college guy on the floor. The rest were pros. And I'm talking about this gym full with guys that's going to Baylor, U of H, UT, big college, couldn't get on. I got on one time. I showed my ass. I hope this.
Nah, you
I'll say
good.
it as
You good.
earmuffs for the kids, but yeah, man, just showed my ass, and then it just kept growing. And then before you know it, like the Rockets saw me in open gym, and it was at their practice facility where all the pros would go play, like in the summer, and offered me an opportunity, and I just made the best of it, man. They pretty much told me I wasn't gonna make the team before, but I was like, cool. I was cool because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if I was overseas. I didn't know if I was gonna do the D League. I knew, like, when people asked me, I told them I'm doing one of those, like overseas or D League, and they came to me at that opportunity. I was like, everything else on the back burner. So I put all my eggs in that basket, man. It just crazy how it worked out. I can't explain the feeling. I can't explain how it worked out. It just did, man. It's crazy.
Bro, like, it's so funny that you say that because I always talk to kids a lot because I do my camp, I do a bunch of stuff, but then I talk to high school, college kids as well. And I'm like, when y'all get that chance, whatever it is, wherever you at, you better damn sure take advantage of it because that might be your only chance ever.
And it go by quick, bro. It go quick. You don't realize it at the time, man. That shit goes by fast. High school, college, and just like after college, it's a blur. Trust me, blur. You'll be in year 9 or 10, just like that. Before you know it,
Testament right here.
Before you know it, it's just like, damn, where the time went. So yeah, man. Every opportunity should be taken advantage of, and just, man, if you got a chance to practice. That's what I was doing. I'm going to class. Look, man, if I had a break in between classes, I'm not going home. I'm going right to the gym. I'm going to shoot for that little hour I got in between class. I'm going to shoot. I don't give a damn if I got Tim's on, jeans. I'm going to the next class sweaty, but but I'll dry off eventually. But yeah, man, I mean, I wasn't doing that, and people, in their mind, he just doing that for show. I like how I'm doing it. We not even in season. I'm doing this. Like, I ain't doing it. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this to get better. That's just my obsession with the game. Like, if you feel like you too cool for that, then that's you.
That's what separates you. That's what separates you, though.
Trying to go places, and that was just it. It had nothing to do with nobody else. It was just me trying to get better, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. So you play with Houston. I know you played with some great players there, but of course I'm gonna ask you about when you played with the Lakers, because Bean is my favorite player of all time. I mean, in '96 when he came in, I was 6 years old, but that was my guy. He was my Michael. He was my Michael Jordan. So
yeah, I got
you was in the trenches with him. Especially, it was a crazy time over there because Shaq had just left. So it was like this Kobe team. So I mean, give me, if you got a story, man, a Kobe story or something like that, man. Just throw it at me, because I know your personality, and I know y'all butted heads. I know for a fact.
Yeah, man, all the time, man. In practice, we was always cool though. He go tell the media I was like the funniest guy on the team and all that. But yeah, but just that was the first year without Shaq, and then yeah, he was just on a mission, man. But he also had to learn, even though he had like the ultimate confidence, he had to learn how to, that was his first time being the man. The man, number one option. Don't have to worry about Shaq dumping it in, just being the man. So he had to learn how to win all over again. When I say win, I mean like championships. So it took him a while, but yeah, just skill level, work ethic, just blessed with every athleticism. He had it all, man. He had it all. Just he had to learn and get the right people around him, eventually, and then after that it worked out, and that's why he ended up going back to back. But yeah, stories, man, I don't know, man. Just one tell people the same story every time. When we was on the bus one time, and then we was talking about, I think it's me, Chucky Atkins, Lamar, Jermaine Jones, Karan Butler. We was all in the back of the bus, just chopping it up, and just talking about all the greats who had came along and who was nice and who was in guys' top 5, and then Jordan came up, and Lamar was like, I don't think nobody ever fucking with Jordan ever. And then Chucky Atkins, like, I don't know if he was just egging him on or what. It was like, man, sooner or later, man, somebody gonna come along and pass Jordan. That's what Chucky said. And then, the guys kind of, we all kind of chuckled and laughed like, shit, nah. Nigga, Kobe in the back, the very back seat, niggas, he went from laughing to straight face. That nigga say shit sooner or later. That nigga say shit right now. You looking at him. Dead ass, and that's his ment. That's how he approached everything. I mean, he was dead ass serious. Thought he was gonna be better than Jordan, and he was like, he stopped smiling, he stopped joking, just stone face. I don't know. It's like he was schizo for a minute, like a whole nother personality took over. It was crazy. But yeah, I tell people that story all the time, just so they can see the level of like confidence he had, and just what was driving him.
Nah, but you could see how he played and just how he carried himself. He really thought he was the best ever. Like in any era, he wouldn't worry about the era before him, after him, all of that, man. So that's crazy, man. That's a good one, bro.
Yeah, man. He never stopped trying. Like but he he fell a little bit, even though his like skill level about the same as Mike, I guess. But you know, he fell a little short. You know, trying to surpass him. But yeah, skill wise, man, he up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might put him in that top 10 or on 9 or something. That which is crazy to me. Yeah, because I got him and Shaq above Bird. Period.
Yeah,
Period.
like I didn't understand that either.
Period. But yeah, I don't know. That's just people that got I don't know. That's errors they judging. But but yeah, that dude, he was super special from a skill standpoint. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's above him, but I mean, to me, it's like it's Mike and it's him on the scale, and they right there, like neck and neck, probably tied to me. It's just crazy. Mike, I mean, even though Mike was on a different level, Kobe's the closest thing. Period. Like, period. From a skill standpoint. Period. Him.
But you saw you saw it firsthand, especially with him. And then when you was growing up, that's when Mike was running stuff. So as a kid, you was watching him, and then all of a sudden you a teammate with Kobe. So it's like it's weird, you know.
Stupid, man. And you know, I grew up, you know, like when I really started, I seen Magic in them. When I really started, you know, watching basketball, because baseball was really my first sport. But like basketball was last. Really, it was baseball, and it was football. Even though I never played for, we didn't have it. Like basketball was last, and that took over around 5th, 6th grade. But yeah, man, crazy. I ended up making it, and 3 of the top guys, you know, that people got and pretty much a lot of people's top 3, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. It's crazy to believe I played against all 3 of them dudes, man. Just like crazy.
Bro,
Unbelievable.
That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing, bro.
Unbelievable, man. And unbelievable. And played against like 2 other guys, like at least 2 other guys that was in that top 10, you know, Duncan and Shaq. It was just crazy. And Prime.
Yeah. You saw him.
Out of their prime was Mike. I played against older Mike, the Wizards Mike, but everybody else was prime. Like, yeah, like the meat and the potatoes, bro. Trust me.
Hey, bro, that's a blessing, man. I know, like, getting in the NBA is tough. Sticking is even tougher. And I know you was in, and you was in the D League a little bit, and you won MVP of the D League, and then you was back in. You know, it was in and out a little bit. You know, so what you think maybe you could have done differently? Just now that you could think about it now, but when you was in the heat of the moment, you was like, "Dang, man, I belong." You know, what you think you could have maybe done different? I know it's a lot of politics in it, but what you think you maybe could have done a little bit?
Because my whole day went into basketball. Like my whole day, I wasn't free, man. Sometimes 8, 9 at night, and that's from waking up. I wasn't free until then. I didn't have time for women until after that. And like people partying, all that. My whole day, man, 2, 3 workouts a day, and that was at least 4 days a week. And I'm only taking 1 day off. I'm giving myself Sunday off. But right, it was like I tell people, like, I know, like, if they told me no, it's not gonna be from a lack of preparation. It's not gonna be from me being out of shape. It's not gonna be from me not being in the gym and having the skill, because I did all that. Like nobody ever outworked me. I know that I put money on that. Nobody's in the gym more than me. I put money on that. So it was nothing else I could do, you know, from my standpoint. You know, just everything else was just, you know, that was on them. And politics in the NBA is huge. And I tell people, like, it's so big. Politics goes down from the players to the coaching staff to the damn ball boys. It's that. Trust me. They got ball boys that's like their parents big time. Like a lot of times, their parents big time. They know somebody in the organization. That's how they got in. But it's just it's like that. But it's and that's the part of sports you can't do nothing about it. So your best bet is just try to use it as motivation to get better. And that's why, like, a lot of nights, man, I was just losing sleep over that stuff. And you know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I can't sleep, I'll drive over to the gym, even if it's just for like 45 minutes, just to get it off my head, just to get it out of my head, just to get it out of my system. I go put the shots up, go run, and just try to wear myself out, man. Just crazy. I mean, I can't explain it, man. It's just like I tell people, my love for the game is a little different than what I was willing to do. It was more of an obsession. So, and like to this day, like I'm still like, you see me now, I'm posting pictures out on playgrounds, going shoot, and
Yeah.
I can't help it, man. I can't help it. I can't explain it, but I can't help it also. I got to do that.
But that's that love for the game that even, in that Last Dance episode, how Mike, when he was getting emotional, man, dude was literally about to cry because he really loved the game that much. And people don't really understand when they're looking from the outside. They won't ever get it.
Right. Because unless they're in your head, like they'll never get it 100%. They'll get most of it, but they'll never get it 100%. Like how bad you want it, and what you willing to do, how it affects you. They'll never understand all that. You can talk to them until you blue in the face. They'll never fully understand.
Mm-hmm. So, so all right, you played NBA, and then I know you transitioned and started playing overseas. And okay, this kid Luka Doncic, right? He come in his second year. He really dominating the game, and he's slow, but he just know how to play,
Yep.
So he made a statement this season, if I'm not mistaken. They asked him, they was like, man, so you played EuroLeague and then you play NBA. So like, what's the difference? He was like, man, NBA is way easier. So, and I'm trying to think because I never played in the league, so I don't know. So asking you because you played both.
That's
what
because
you think?
He's never been to the playoff yet. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little different in Europe because you get your little one game a week, and in Europe they all count. Like NBA, you gotta play 82. You playing 3-4 times a week, and some nights guys just gonna kind of take they're gonna kind of go through the motions. They got that money coming in on time every 2 weeks. It's coming in on time, baby. Trust me, ain't ever late. It's a day early. And, so trust me on that one. But yeah, once he get a taste of playoff basketball, he'll understand. It's a little different in Europe. I tell people, to me, Europe was more when I was playing, it was more like a college style, where the floor was a little more
closed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
More condensed, and they want you picking up 94 feet. They want you playing. You don't play as many games as the NBA, so it's like every game counts. So it's like I say, yeah, it's a little different. And the coaches run a lot of stuff. They control a lot. So I was like, yeah, it's a little different than the NBA. NBA is a players' league, where they let the players, dictate mostly. But at Europe, coaches got their hand in a little more. But
no, I know it, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, people gonna play a little. I mean, because of those games, every game counts. So that's kind of like playing a EuroLeague. You trying to get to the next level like every time. So you can't waste the game. You playing 82, you can waste a game here. Then.
Yeah. You ain't going on.
Same format. So yeah, it ain't the same. Like, you trust me, you cut those. What the European League? What they play? 30, 40 games in the regular season.
You see, EuroLeague now, I think is a little bit different to where.
No, not EuroLeague. I'm saying.
Oh, you're just saying Europe in general. Oh yeah, like you playing 30, depending on how many teams. Yeah.
EuroLeague, you're gonna play twice a week probably. So you're gonna play your country's league, and then you're gonna play the EuroLeague schedule. But so yeah, I'm just saying like that. All those games count. So it's like you can't really just say, hey, we're gonna take this night off.
Yeah.
And we'll get it back on the back end. Can't do that there.
Nah, bro. Hey, I agree. Like
so when I'm talking about, it is for him to score and everything. It's easier because now the rules in the NBA are a lot softer. The floor is spread way more than Europe, way more. And you can't. There's just different rules, man. So yeah, you can go 1-on-1. You got way more space to operate. The refs protecting. You can't even contest a shot and land in the guy. They gonna give him 3.
Yeah.
They gonna get the line. Yeah. So it's just like, and here, Europe, if somebody pass you the ball, you better shoot that bitch right there. That's the assist. If you take one dribble, that you wait.
Oh yeah, they pissed off.
ain't no assist. NBA, shit, you can pass to a guy, he take 2 damn dribbles and score. Assist. They're giving you assist. So that's another stat he's getting like way more. So but yeah, he's a good player though, man. I get where he's coming from. They play harder. They play harder there because they have fewer games, so they mean more. I get where he's coming from. But yeah, once he get a taste of those 7-game series where you got to play the same team every night, every game,
it's gonna be on his head. It's gonna be scouting him, and it's gonna be a little bit different.
It won't be as easy then. It won't be as easy. He'll see. He'll learn though. He's young.
Hey, bro, all the knowledge you dropping, man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming on and, like I said, just telling your story, your journey a little bit. I didn't know all this stuff, and I've been knowing you for, I mean, we don't just sit down and talk, but I've been knowing you for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning as the viewers learning.
Right. Yeah. Shit, I've been know what. Boy, I don't even know when I start coming to McNeese and put it on y'all head, man. That was a long time ago, man. When Simmons wanted you to guard me so bad, I said, Simmons, I'm gonna demoralize him. Like, nah, till he ready.
But you know what, bro? Hey, you know what, though?
I ain't taking it easy on him. I'm here to get him better now. He was like,
hey, I appreciate that though, bro.
Yeah, he was like, that's what I want. That's what I want. So I was like, all right.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. I remember in that back gym. You was coming in there talking all type of doors, and I'm like, man, this dude here again, bro. But I'm like, you know what? That actually made me better. And the guys that was on the team whenever we were successful,
yeah,
I don't even think you remember, man. But that summer before my first 2 years, we was terrible. Like literally 10 games, 9 games, we won or something.
Alfred, you're not winning all 4 years. You're gonna have a year or two where it's just bad. Period. That's just how it is.
Man, that summer, man, you was basically there almost every other day with us. Like you was there like a lot.
Oh, so, yeah, that's because, man, I was still, like during the season, I would I'm always gone. I could never go home. Like, so I'm missing Thanksgiving, I'm missing Christmas, I'm missing Easter, I'm missing everything. Mm-hmm. So when the summer came, I was trying to get home. I was coming home and I was like, normally I would stay for a weekend, but shit, when I was gone for 7-8 months out of the year, I would go home for like a week at a time. And that's why y'all saw me all the time. I would stay a full week instead of a weekend because I never knew when I was going to have time again. So I was like, I just wanted to make it count.
Oh, you made it count. Nah, bro, like, hey, like I said, appreciate you for that. But also like coming on the show, man. I really appreciate you, bro.
Anytime.
So hey, all I gotta say now is let it fly, baby. God bless everybody.
Yeah. You ain't got to. All right, brother.
Thank you, man.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You're listening to the L.I.F. podcast.